obviously a very disappointing result, but even more so a very disappointing performance. We were not able to play with enough intensity, effort, focus, competitiveness to put ourselves in position to perform better tonight. ULM, right from very early on to start, was the hungrier team, the harder playing team, the team that just wanted it more and was willing and able to find a way to get it. We struggled, obviously, offensively in the first half mightily. We didn't shoot it very well. We had some good number of looks that were good shots, open shots that didn't go down. We also had some bad offensive possessions where we didn't get good shots. And so that, coupled with not scoring on the good possessions, not finishing on the good possessions, really dug us in a hole. And then obviously all night long, they just, early in the game, they set a tone that sort of continued throughout the game with their rebounding. Obviously they dominated the glass, but the offensive rebounds in particular early in the first half, really set a tone. And we just never were able to find enough of an answer to really make this a more competitive game. So we have to go back to the drawing board. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror, have to figure out where we go from here. But without greater effort and just, again, more competitiveness and a better approach and focus, we can't expect a better performance.
Kim, what was your message to players after the game? What did you have to say to them?
Exactly what I just said to you.
Hey, Coach,
It's very disappointing, but we have a choice to make. For the most part, all year, and there's been lulls within games, but for the most part all year, we have played really hard and competed. It hasn't always been pretty. We've made plenty of mistakes, but we've competed. For too much of the game tonight, that we weren't able to do that. So that was the message. We have to make a decision to just be the harder playing team more often, without being an extremely hard playing team, a more competitive team. That's our only path forward.
Lost the rebounding battle, 44-21 tonight. Would you attribute that to effort, or was it something that ULM was doing that we just couldn't quite solve?
We haven't been a particularly good offensive rebounding team all year. It's not a strength of ours. They are a good rebounding team. And when you shoot a low percentage, especially like we did in the first half, there's more defensive rebounds for them to go get, right? And that's an element that we are missing on the offensive end of the floor, right? We don't generate extra possessions by getting offensive rebounds. So they were able to clean up on the defensive glass. And while they got their average of 13 or 14 offensive rebounds a game, and I thought that set the tone early in the first half when they were able to get a bunch in a row. And so that, again, they found a way to go get the ball more than we did at both ends of the floor.
Katie, at some point in the second half, they obviously took a double-digit lead. Early on, did you sense that your guys got rattled and were trying to get it all back within a possession, or they're trying to get it back with a shot? Did you feel like they got rattled a little bit?
I felt that when, at various points throughout the game, when it was hard, we didn't respond the appropriate way. We weren't able to pick our head up and just focus on the next play. We allowed ourselves to be frustrated, distracted, and that carried into the next play and affected our performance on the next play. So I don't know if rattled would be the term, but I would use the term distracted. I mean, that's something we've talked plenty about. You ain't getting those plays back. We spend too much time worrying about the wrong things instead of focusing on the next play and pouring our effort into the next play.
Kieran, from your vantage point, perimeter defense, do you think they were just making shots? And were you guys contesting the shots in the way you wanted, or were they just making shots in front of you, or were you disappointed with how you guys maybe put a hand in their face?
We needed to do a better job defensively in a lot of areas. They're not a high-volume three-point shooting team. They're not a high-volume three-point making team. But we didn't contest enough. It's like we were just holding on, hoping that they would miss rather than, doing more to defend them. I thought we played defense defensively and not aggressively enough. And so, they had a little bit more time and space than we would have liked them to have. And then once they started feeling good, which was relatively early on in the game, right, they attacked us early. Confidence comes. And when you get confident, more shots go in. And I thought, that sort of snowballed downhill in a bad way for us.
Coach, over the last several games, we've seen the 3-2 zone employed a lot, not so much tonight. Was that a matchup thing, or why didn't we see as much zone this evening?
I don't know percentage-wise. I thought we certainly played it more in the first half than we did in the second half, is my impression. We definitely played it there for a stretch in the second half. At some point, though, I thought they were finding a rhythm against that as well, and they were able to get the ball in the paint and score. They were able to get offensive rebounds against that. And at some point, we just tried to go back to the man to sort of create more urgency. I don't know that we were very good in either one of them.
Any questions for Emo?
For both of you, from the outside, this looks like, given the way your last game went, like a classic situation of, or classic case of overlooking maybe a lesser opponent. Was there any element of that? And do you guys, what do you think?
I feel like, Sun Belt Conference is a competitive conference. No matter who you're playing, to win in this conference, it takes grit. It takes a great amount of effort, and it doesn't matter who we played tonight. Tonight we didn't have those two things, and in this conference, like I said, it's tough to win, and tonight we didn't come with those two things. We didn't give ourselves a chance.
Emo, Wednesday was an emotional night for you guys. It was a big win. Coach Jones had come in before. And we saw and heard the emotion of you guys after that win. Not overlooking this team, but do you think perhaps there was an emotional letdown because you guys there was just such a high on Wednesday and so much emotion forward into that game?
Everyone's a great win, and I say that, but we all know that win was much needed. We did need that win, and that did do a lot for us as a team. Us players as well. We really we enjoyed that win. I wouldn't say that it carried into anything tonight. I think that as much as that was a well-needed win for us, I thought we were prepared for today. by the looks of things, you know, we weren't, but I don't think that win had anything to do with it.
Anything else?
Emotionally, just moving forward, how do you as a group in this locker room turn the page?
For one, like he said, like Coach said, you know, we got to look ourselves in the mirror. You know, each guy, we have a job to do. And everybody has to do their job for us to win. You know what I mean? Players, coaches, managers, everybody. That's what it takes. So I think, man, just moving forward, you know, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. So I don't want us to, you know, take this loss into the next game and the next game. We got to prepare for whoever we play next, just like we prepare for any other team. And, you know, I mean, take it one game at a time.